A Texas judge strikes down a Biden administration effort to protect LGBTQ access to health care, what this could mean for Obamacare coverage. Plus, Performing with Purpose, artist Emily Wells on spreading messages through music. And Leslie Jordan leaves behind a touching gift before his untimely passing. That's all coming up on Advocate Today. Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm your host, Tracy E. Gilchrist, and thank you for joining me. We begin today in Texas, where a federal judge has blocked the Biden administration's effort to protect access to health care for LGBTQ individuals. U.S. District Judge Matthew Kaczmarek ruled that the 2020 Supreme Court decision prohibiting workplace discrimination against LGBTQ people does not apply to healthcare law. Kaczmarek is a Trump appointee, and the lawsuit derives from the America First Legal Foundation. The organization was founded by former Trump right-hand man Stephen Miller. Texas Attorney General and conservative Ken Paxton called the decision a win not only for the rule of law, but for the safety and protection of Texas children. Paxton won his third term this election cycle. American basketball star Brittany Griner is being sent to an all-women Russian penal colony after being found guilty by a Russian court on drug charges. Many questions are still without answers about Griner's sentencing, including what part of Russia she's being sent to. But penal colonies in Russia are notorious for their harsh conditions. According to Amnesty International, it is common for relatives and lawyers to not know the whereabouts of the prisoner. Inmates at these penal colonies are confined to barracks and are forced to work. As of 2019, there were over 800 colonies across Russia. Many foreign nationals have described the experience as inhumane. They are cramped onto train carriages for transport and often face tight conditions once at the facility. Members of the activist group Pussy Riot said their penal colony looked like a gulag. Griner's penal colony sentence has raised concerns that she indeed is being used as a pawn by Russia. Turning to music, queer artist Emily Wells comes from a long line of preachers. She's using her experience to shed light on the AIDS crisis, climate change, and LGBTQ issues in her album Regards to the End. She's beyond talented, and her new music video for the song Come On Kiki explores friendship with the help of award-winning choreographer Raja Feather Kelly. I spoke to Emily about her inspirations, finding community through music, and more. Hi, Emily Wells. Thank you for being here.
Tracy,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure.
First, I know that you are on tour, so would you first just say where you are and a little bit about the tour?
Of course, this is night 2 of my UK run, and I'm in Brighton, and I am in the green room. There's a lot of gear, and I just got off stage, so I'm feeling that effervescent kind of thing you can't get any other way. So you guys got me at like the most high I could possibly be, naturally speaking.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Well, and you're there supporting your new album, Regards to the End.
Yes.
And which is such an incredible title. And I wonder if you would talk a little bit about creating this piece of work in light of these very strange past several years that we've endured as humanity.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know. Do we have like 5 hours? It goes so deep, right? But the record is kind of trying to paw at these answers or questions, rather. I don't have answers, but these questions about particularly what the early AIDS activists did and what we can learn from them in our time, and particularly thinking about climate, but obviously there's a whole host of other things that we need their guidance on, because they were so effective and so daring and brilliant and funny. And of course there were problems and flaws, and I don't mean to like glorify, but I just mean to say, or presume that I know. But I tried to learn as much as I could through learning about the artists that were making during that time. So of course that crossed over with a lot of activism and history as well. But I I found like the art to be the thing that I could most handle.
Yeah, well, and I mean, art is also a way to grapple with the kind of ineffable or, the difficult to take on.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So uh, I wonder, was that therapeutic for you as well, and to make this at this time?
I it must be, and I think in the sense of um, music giving me a daily purpose, and these ideas giving me a daily purpose. Like it was something I could just always trust. You know, there were certain artists, David Wanarovich in particular, whose writing I would turn to whenever I needed to be new. You know, he always made me new.
We're a little bit of a different generation. I came out right in the middle of the 80s and, was in New York quite a bit.
Sure.
So I was kind of forged in that moment. You're
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
a little bit younger, and I wonder. It always fascinates me, for those who are a little bit younger. Um, at what point did grappling with or reading about HIV/AIDS become something that really resonated with you?
I mean, I think being a queer person and it kind of slowly realizing how that that's my legacy in a way, my history, my elders. Those are human beings that forged so much for me. So I guess it was kind of a gradual thing until it became intentional, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and then it was just like, wow, there's so much here. And I feel like even making this record, I'm still like reaching. I'm still haven't. I don't understand it all at all. You know, which is exciting. You know, there's so much more.
So you have this really lovely video, "Come On Kiki,"
Yeah,
which pays homage to David Wojnarowicz and Kiki Smith, the artist. There's a lovely backstory to it. Would you talk about that, the genesis of this video?
absolutely. So the video itself, well, I should say the song is its origin point, and I was reading from Wojnarowicz's diaries, which were later published as "In the Shadow of the American Dream." And so he was writing in '87, and he was writing about the death of his friend Peter Hujar, the photographer, and he had gone to his memorial at St. Mark's where he ran into Kiki Smith. And he really sets the scene of it's raining and it's it's quite devastating, and they go back to Peter's apartment and they put on this waltz, and they're trying to dance together as this kind of ritual in order to almost free Peter Hujar, in this very precious time between when he's died and when the next thing happens, whatever that is. And so David's describing feeling very awkward and kind of trying to be led by Kiki, and they come apart eventually and just kind of start dancing really freely. And he starts to kind of come undone from himself. Of course, he describes it in his really particular way. So I read that, and then I sat down and wrote "Come On Kiki" like immediately after reading this. And so I wanted the video to not necessarily recreate that, but like touch at that scene. So Raja is an incredible choreographer, dancer, artist, thinker, director. He's like and a very dear friend. And I said, let's try to be them. So I said, will you be Kiki and I'll be David? We've tried to inhabit that day as best we could.
Thank you to Emily for stopping by. Her album, Regards to the End, is available wherever you stream your music. You can watch my full interview with Emily on theadvocatechannel.com. Leslie Jordan was known for his kind-hearted nature and infectious personality. Before he died, Leslie appeared on HGTV to gift his two friends the present of a lifetime. Leslie Jordan worked with famed renovators Drew and Jonathan Scott on gifting his friends Rosmani and Newell upgrades to their home. He credits the two for helping him get sober and getting into Hollywood. Jordan and the twins worked together as part of the show Celebrity IOU. Jordan's hometown of Chattanooga recently honored his life with a celebration benefiting HIV patients. The 2022 Out 100 list is here, featuring the year's most impactful LGBTQ plus changemakers in entertainment, fashion, politics, business, and beyond. See the full list of disruptors and groundbreakers on out.com. Thank you for joining me on this Advocate today. The Advocate channel is now available wherever you stream. Download it now for more content and coverage from the Advocate channel brands. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and I'll see you next time.